Hey, welcome back. This is Cetriya, Cetriya, and this is a second video collection of my art books. So today I thought I'd go through a sort of, how should I say, heavy detailed style art books for this theme. For this first artist, I think they were a Chinese artist, but they actually tabled in America, and this was given probably on the second or third year of New York Anime Festival. So this is a few years back that I bought this at the con in New York. And sometimes random stationery art books and random art stores would have it in different kind of like Asia districts. So this is pretty beat up because it was a paper envelope. I don't know, sometimes they come up with weird ways of printing these, but I appreciate it. You can see the gold foil and kind of like gold and copper dusted. It's really pretty, so I kept it even though it's kind of getting beat up. The artist, I believe, is called Feimo, and I'll make sure to put a link down in the description because they do have a Deviant art channel. This and a couple of the Asian artists, Chinese, Taiwanese, I don't know, artists do show up online and do actually, you can order their stuff. So this is like a fold out poster of the illustrator and or the illustration, not the illustrator. And I have to say that after a while now, let me go ahead and just stop. After a while now, I'm no longer that interested in this art style for some reason. Oh, I think they had a little URL on there. Let's see if I can get it to just show through, because for some reason they decided to do it. There you go. You could probably, yeah, Feimo. You could probably find some of their work online anyways, but if you can see, there's like extra simmer on the actual paper stock, so it's not just a matte paper. And I'm okay with this long kind of style landscape, but just to quickly flip through to some of the stuff in here, if I can get it in. So you can see here, it's like pretty nice. Yeah, lots of guys, lots of pretty girls. Very much the Chinese style of illustrations that's pretty prevalent. I think this probably got a daily deviation on DeviantArt, so you probably recognize this illustrator. No joke, I try to get as many. I have so many artists. I have a whole list of illustrations that I'm still trying to get their books from, if only they actually would ship internationally. In this global economy of ours, I really wish more and more of them would actually ship outside. But here is a little tutorial, and I believe this art book did actually come with a CD with them working on the illustration. And going back to my whole theme of purchasing these things so I could learn from them, that was probably the part that sold it for me. But I think all in all, this collection of art book was only roughly maybe $65. So for a book of this size, it's almost like a half an inch, high gloss, beautiful printing. I think that was a pretty good deal. All right, this Japanese illustrator, her name is Ayumi Kasai, I believe is her name. I literally was walking through one of those fake Hello Kitty or Sanrio type stores, and I found this book. I think this book was $25. It was just there mixed in with other art books, but because it's not a popular series, a lot of times these art book sellers will just put down the price. So let's say, I don't know, think of a currently popular anime right now. Okay, let's do this one that was really well known. I haven't seen it, but the anime movie called Your Name. So you'd have that next to it, and that would probably be like a $45 book. But this would be next to it and be $25, only because people don't know who this is, even though this is printed on actual hardback cover. pretty little sip case, and pretty soon you'll see why I purchased it. You can see like I put some tabs in there to remind myself of places that I like, but here's what's so beautiful about her stuff. It gets really weird in some of the styles, but it's just, I mean, this is heavily detailed. I know to an extent some of her style doesn't really show up in my artwork influences, but the stuff that do show up would probably be her black and white work. So she does the kanji using pictographs of the illustrations of different characters, and that's a lot of attention to detail. Again, you could just see like excessive overlapping, and she pretty much does this on every page. So you have the black and white of the kanji, and then of course the actual color illustrations. So of course they are, I just love black and white. Just the simplicity for you to understand the actual illustration that's going on without you going excessive in that. I think she might be a mangaka. She might have done either visual novels or light novel illustrations, but I pretty much bought this book because it was such a beautiful black and white. This is a funny, cute cat. Especially all the techniques to learn how to do light and shade. She doesn't rest on using too many tones. She used maybe 1 or 2 shades per illustration, and then again you're going back to her pretty colorful artwork. It's just wonderful. This is such a crazy artwork, but I love it. Look at all the speed lines. Let me go ahead and try to show you more of the details here. The speed lines, all of the cross hatching, these little dot lines here, all of this to create this beautiful illustration. And looking at it closely, I don't see any toning on that one. There you go, another one of her beautiful illustration. And again, I don't think this one has any screen tones. It's just all hand done. And quite frankly, I don't have the patience for it, but I definitely learned so much from her artwork. So here goes Ayumi Kasai. Another artist that for some reason her name is not coming to mind, but she was the mangaka that did, I believe, the manga called Fake, and it was a manga from the early 2000s. I think I bought this for like $60 or $70 some years back. You have to keep in mind, I pretty much did not buy anything throughout the whole entire year, and that I would save about $100, maybe $120 just to purchase as many used art books from Asia, and then usually the shipping is a little less because you're ordering multiple books in one go. This is her watercolor artwork, and again I bought this just to see her techniques because I really liked it, even though personally I don't think I like her drawing style all that much, but her coloring is really wonderful. Like, this is that beautiful old school style of watercolor washes. I also like it because she was very into fashion, so learning how to render stripes, leaves, all of these extra foliages for your fabric. That's pretty much rendering gold, rendering floral. She was really into florals. Look at those jeans. Like, this is just gorgeous. And look at this. I don't know if you could really see this, but she's showing how to render knitted sweaters in watercolor. And of course, a beautiful colorful artwork, all these tropical colors. She's really into a bunch of botanicals and foliage, and how can you not? I was just really into this. So I start, again, put peonies, I believe they're called, or something like that. Gardenias. It's just beautiful upon beautiful. Rendering the gold, the braided, all of this stuff. So I would say that too, almost in a subconscious level, her artwork does show up in my illustrations. How she renders her blacks, again with the stripes. It's really beautiful. This lacquered wood bar scene is just, if ever brown was an attractive color, that would be it. Again, beautiful silver white dresses, all of these details, this is probably the biggest reason why I picked some of her work. Now we're going towards some of her older work, and again, you can see all of the pattern textiles on her work. But yeah, again and again, it's stripes and foliages and all of this extra button. It's beautiful work. So even though I don't particularly care for the drawing of her characters' faces, I definitely love plaid. I definitely love coats, her rendering of outfits and florals. And this art book came as a two-piece. It comes with a black and white mix between sketchbook, but mostly a comic and a story thus far. There's also, again, a tutorial in here, which I don't read Japanese, but pretty much the Japanese tutorials are very good at showing you all the details. An interview, maybe. Thing is, I don't read Japanese at all. I can somewhat read hiragana, but not katakana all that great. So can't tell you why, but then there you go. And then of course black and white story, so I could get a sample of, because I didn't buy the manga, I borrowed it from a friend, but I like the fact that I kept a sample of her style of rendering of a work. So that's that one. And the last book I'll be reviewing today is, I believe, from the same group, Feimo. I don't exactly recall this artist. I'll see if I can find a link, but this person's also in DeviantArt. So it came out like this with a stretch band to tie it with, and it came with a few small books. I don't think I can find the second one, but the few small ones have very beautiful black and white artwork, illustrations, highly detailed also. And again, I like the black and white because you really can see almost like a construction of the illustration. And it came with 2 books. You can see all the dust in here. It's been in my parents' house for some time. Trust me, I regret it 100%. There you go, here. And again, just, you can start to see a theme in the type of books that I'm picking. Excuse me. Upside down. Okay, I think the artist's name is rendered in English here, Liu Wei, and I think you can find this in DeviantArt because again, I think this one was probably a daily deviation. Let me quickly go through this. I know I've seen this one online, and again, it's ironic going back to seeing some of the old artwork that he used to like and influence, and find that I still like her style, but I think I like her style as black and white more so than in her colored illustrations. But still, it's not that it's not beautiful. I'm just finding that I want a new person to love. I think it was probably my attraction to hair. I have a thing for hair, fabric, foliage, flowers, decorative material, things like that. And here's the second part to the book. I think this one was also on the internet. So dusty, so dusty. It's probably unfortunate. I live in Florida, you guys. I'm surprised this hasn't just molded over. Yeah. I think I saw this one too. This is probably her older artwork because it looks a touch bit less refined in comparison to her new stuff. I'd definitely be happy if I could draw like this. It'll take me a few more years. But again, I think I was attracted to the beautiful hair color. To an extent, the eyes. Who doesn't like some beautiful fantasy Asian eyes? Yeah. That's it. Really. I can't read Chinese for sure. Again, beautiful patterns, beautiful black and white, and yeah. So folks, that was my second video of my art books. I'm glad that you guys are having a little talk and discussion about these. by all means, share a photo or maybe link to a video of yours that you're sharing your art books hauls for. And also, I'm still trying to find a couple of more Chinese-based artist illustrations. If you have any resources to find these artists' art books, please let me know. I am pretty desperate. I want to add to my collection. I haven't bought an import book in some years, and I would love to get my hand on a couple of things. So anyhow, guys, last reminder, it's the last week of my Inktober. So if you are interested in owning any of my actual artwork, please check the Kickstarter, take a look back one of the tiers, and I will see you guys in the next video, which will be drawing on my comics. I'll finish that out and hopefully post the update by Tuesday. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments. See you next time.